It's a wonderful Friday morning, and you are most welcome once again to our STEM series. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where in the world you're joining us from. My name is Estella Hilda Anaman, and I'm the coordinator for American Corner Abuba, and I'll be your moderator for this session. So, American Spaces provides access to current and reliable information about the United States through book collections, internet access, events, and activities for everyone. Today, we have a very, very great topic on our table today, and it's about reskilling for the future for free. And facilitating this session is Stephen Malta Donko. He is a trained telecommunications engineer who has a good understanding of information communication technology. As an entrepreneur, Malta is the founder of Steve Dog Limited, a tech startup. He is an avid free and open source software advocate and trainer, leading over 8 years of Software Freedom Day celebrations in Ghana. But before we dive into the session, please do well to share this link with your friends and family, because just a sneak peek, we are going to share amazing resources to help you to get upskilling for free. So do share the link, as I mentioned. So at this point, I'll just hand it over to Malto. Over to you, sir.
All right. So thank you, Estelle, for those kind words. And like you said, we'll be having a presentation today. And at the end of the day, we are hoping to share great resources that a lot of people wouldn't be sure actually really existed. Before I dive into my presentation for today, you want to take the opportunity to share this presentation to wherever a friend, a colleague, whosoever as it is you wish to share this great information as it is you want to be able to have shared with. You do not want to have the skills alone. And before I start my presentation today, at the end of this presentation, I would have shared the resources the team has actually put together. You'll be amazed the kind of links as it is we have in the resources for today. We have spent time to collate a lot of resources and free resources as it is you would ever thought or imagine to have. So I'm just going to dive into my presentation for today. Upskilling or reskilling for the future is going to be the topic for today. So my name again is Stephen Malta Donko. I'll be your presenter for today. I'm just having this screen here to acknowledge Florence Stoffer, who first presented this presentation, which I am remixing to be able to present to all of us. Mrs. Stoffer is the founder of Mobile Web Ghana, who has given some of us a great opportunity to be able to learn some of these digital skills, which we day in, day out share with other personalities. Mobile Web Ghana as well is the house of the American spaces. One will ask, what is reskilling or upskilling? Is very critical in today's technology, or today's 21st century, if we are not mindful of the things that are really happening to us, and we are not upskilling or reskilling importantly. When we talk about reskilling, would it basically mean that their skills we just want to up or be able to reskill what it is we only currently know? If that's all those are your thinking or suggesting, yes, you may be right. But we've had all the questions that has always lingered around, that it's expensive to either start a new skill or be able to acquire a new skill. But I'm here to demystify that fact for all of us, that we can actually reskill or upskill at no cost. But I want to ask, are we ready for the future? Because most people say the future is today. And if the future is today, and with all this upsurge or the new dawn of AI that have disrupted a lot of things as it is we currently see and continue to disrupt all the things as it is we already have, how prepared are we for what it is we call the future, which we say is today? By educating ourselves, by upskilling or reskilling, as it is I was already saying, by doing most of those things there are enormous benefits as it is. Once it is we are ready, we are able to have career achievement or advancement. We are able to contribute back into the community, and most of it all, be able to have a greater extra source of income for whatsoever line of business as it is we may be able to have ourselves pursuing whichever career. In reskilling and upskilling, before the presentation, I had the question, can we only reskill using online education? The question is no. There are different kind of reskilling or upskilling. You can have the one-on-one session, the online session. But what it is covered has greatly taught us is that we are capable of doing a lot of things remotely. That has also opened the door to a lot of remote jobs. But from the legacy things as it is we may have learned from our universities or classrooms, we'll notice that with the dawn of AI, there are a lot of skills as it is or digital capacities we may meet, and the importance for us to reskill or upskill is very critical. So I'll say yes, online education is very critical in this modern day and age. You don't have to critically or basically sit in the classroom to be able to learn that one thing as it is. You want to be able to learn from the comfort of your zone, of your home. You are capable of learning anything as it is you want to be able to learn. There are times I've had the opportunity to learn a new topic or a new skill, even when I was out of the home. I was on mobile, but because I was interested in the topic as it is I wanted to learn, I was connected. These are just some basic statistics for us to know that online is the way to go going forward. If you're currently not taking advantage of all the great resources as it is we have, then you might be missing out. By the World Economic Forum, as at 2020, we've had a peak of over 189 million total enrollments. That is a lot, and that number is continually rising. So to be able to add on top of what we would say, what is reskilling or how to be able to upskill or reskill at no cost, I couldn't talk about that since I want to be able to center my conversation on online education. I just wanted to give this basic breakdowns or things as it is we can have when we talk about online education. We can have the blend of the hybrid, or where we have tech enhancements, or being able to have fully online where all the resources as it is we have is strictly put online, which will be what it is I'm going to capitalize on today. So I'm looking at the instance where you may not even have that one-on-one interaction or that collaboration interaction with a resource person, but all the resources as it is you may need are actually online. You can connect at your own pace and be able to learn. We have people who are fast learners, but others are not. So if you are only able to do an hour a day with that same commitment every other day, you are free to do the hour of learning each and every other day, and you are good to go. We've also had this question that keeps popping up. That's what kind of certifications are you able to gain online? You'll be amazed. We've had people who have had a graduate or a master's certification by just going online and be able to dedicate some amount of time. We've now have the midst of the Googles or Meta or Microsoft and all the top organization now realizing the fact that there's a great digital device. By so doing, they have spent time to create enormous online resources to be able to help anyone who would wish to be able to bridge that digital device in their own cohort. If you're a teacher who wants to be able to transfer those skills back into your students, you are free to tap into these resources and be able to gain those new skills as it is you may not already, as like I said, with the introduction or the dawn of AI, we've had new skills that are actually panning up, which if we do not take advantage of those new skills, we might be missing out on some of those skills that are really required. We've had a conversation where people have passed comments like they are not being employed or their lack of employment. These are some of the reasons to tell us that the course of or the criteria of employment are changing, while we've had people saying that AI is actually taking our jobs. That is a two-sided coin answer. It's a yes and a no. All that is happening basically is that we are having the job cycles changing. The way as it is we were doing things are no longer the same. Can we have these online resources at no cost? Yes. There are paid and free versions of these courses as it is we can have that enable us to upskill or reskill. Majority of them, you do not need to pay a dime to be able to either learn programming, to be able to learn data analysis, or being able to build that web application as it is you want to be able to build for yourself. If it's in the course of wanting to be able to learn graphic design or UX, UI, all those resources are at no cost for you. I'm just going to list a few of them, but not limited to what it is. I currently have the Coursera to edX to Udemy. LinkedIn also have great learning platform as it is you can learn, you can pay for some of the certification as it is you may want to be able to have learn. Google have great and different platform from wanting to learn about e-marketing or e-commerce or digital marketing, social media marketing. And like I said, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share a link with all of us where we are able to see some of those free courses that we have spent time to be able to just list for anybody who is interested. And also, I cannot skip this slide without mentioning the African Digital Skills Conference. I'm sure I'm going to be in that section where I will be training people on 3 major AI tools as it is you can use for your startup or your business. You do not want to miss that section. The African Digital Skills Conference is a conference that attempts to bring the whole Africa together in November. So you want to check the website out. I think it starts from the 7th to the 9th of November. It's going to be a great platform. We would have great resources or resource personnel across Africa teaching different kind of skills as it is you do not want to be able to miss. What are some of these platforms best known for? If you talk about creativity, you can go to Skillshare. LinkedIn is best known for business skills. You can have the Khan Academy, who is for academic learning or whatsoever. If you wanted to do programming, you can always go to Udacity. So here it is, I come. I wish not to spend a lot of the time today in the presentation, but to also be able to hear from some of the commenters that these people might have. This is the link I'll be sharing for today. You have great resources in this link. You just have to go to Tiny like upskilling, and you see the file or the presentation, the file as it is we are prepared for anyone who is ready to learn. If you think there are anything as it is you may wish to learn and you do not know how to find them, you can always join the link which they'll be sharing for us to join a community page on Telegram. Through that place, you can always interact with us. On that page, again, I had said that I'll be making myself available for anybody who wants somebody to guide them through any new skills as it is they want to be able to have learned. And I'm sure I have colleagues in my community who will also be availing themselves that anybody that needs mentoring in whatever as it is you want to be able to do, from programming or learning Python or R or data analysis or how to create a dashboard, to the most questions that sometimes people ask will be hacking, but to be able to use hacking in the defensive manner. October is coming and it will be a cybersecurity month. We are more than happy to be able to guide anybody who is ready to be able to learn a skill in cybersecurity. If it's about website development or app development, we are always available. You do not want to miss that opportunity of joining the Telegram page. And also being able to come to the American spaces at Agbogba, there is always a team there to help you. There's internet for you to use for free. We are always there to give you the skills as it is we have. What are the advantages of taking some of these courses, right? I'm sure by now you would have known that you are not going to pay for any of the courses as it is you may want to be able to have lens that would have cost you a lot of money. If you wanted to take a course in projects management, I'm sure you are paying in the thousands. You can have the opportunity to be able to have that lens at no cost and in the comfort of your zone, of your home, and also at your own pace. It gives you much time to be able to do the things as it is you love whilst you still learn. Like I said, you can do them at your own pace. You do not need to travel, or as it is you may need to be able to develop your motivation and self-discipline to be able to gain that new skill as it is you want. My name again is Stephen Malto Donko. I prefer to be called Malto. You can email me if you want in my digital space at malto@steve.com. That'll be the first part of my presentation. We want to know if there are any questions we are capable of answering. If there are none, but I would wish there are questions as it is that may have been asked in the chat column, if they can share that with us to be able to have. If you have anything as it is you want to be able to ask, kindly feel free to use the chat section to be able to ask those questions so that we can have a more interactive session today. Then I can also illustrate how to be able to get some of those platforms as it is like I mentioned earlier. Thank you for the time. Estelle, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Malto. So we have a lot of interesting comments in the chat box. So we have Florence Abinatofa here. Thank you so much for joining in. And we also have Dr. Godfred O. Asari, and he says that he's a dedicated medical laboratory scientist based in Sunyani with a passion for healthcare and a commitment to accurate diagnostics. So that's one that you can, think about, Malto. And then the next one is Gabriel. He says that he wants to learn cybersecurity for free. And we also have another hammering that same point, and that's Eric Obing. He says he also wants to learn cybersecurity for free as well. Yeah, so this the questions or the comments that we have so far. Over to you, Malto.
Yes, should I say I'm not so surprised about people getting interested in what would call cybersecurity, because it's an essential need for us going forward with the break or the dawn of us now even migrating into 5G and a lot of things going wireless or having to connect other things together through what we call Internet of Things. Cybersecurity is going to be one of the great concerns as it is one who have to pay critical attention to. So that will actually be one of, if somebody wanted any new skill to be able to learn, I would advise on top of my head, cybersecurity, for you to be able to capitalize on the link as it is I may have made available. If I'm not wrong, there should be certain cybersecurity related courses as it is I may have listed in there. The next thing as it is you may want to be able to have would be to learn what it is we would call cloud computing, because going forward, a lot of things are going to go cloud. And once you're going cloud, like I said, cybersecurity will be the next thing as it is you want to be able to have done. The reason being that once we are connecting, we are beginning to connect a lot of things. The most important things as it is we look out for will be how to now protect those connectivity as it is we are beginning to have. Like if we have 5G coming in now, 5G is going to be I think about 1,000 times faster as it is you are capable of downloading a 1.5 movie in about 3, 4, 5 seconds. Once the throughput allows you to be able to have that done, that will mean that you can imagine if somebody hacker have access to a database of an organization, it means that the amount of information the person can steal becomes really critical. And about the person who, if I got the physics from Cape Coast, who is doing lab work, one of the things as it is I could say would be for you to learn programming or data analysis, either using R and then Python, which I have also shared some of the resources of things as it is you want to be able to have learned when it comes to big data, or going forward once you are comfortable or familiarize yourself with Python programming and then also R for data analysis. It helps you to be able to manipulate large data. Then you can now move from that place into what would call machine learning or AI as it is we currently have. So in being able to put those 3 or 4 combinations together from Python, data analysis, machine learning, and AI, you're able to sample a lot of data even across the world and be able to have the analysis done in no seconds. When COVID hit, if not for programming or analysis or AI, I'm sure we would still have been running certain lab tests as at none. But programming and AI was able to analyze the chunk of big data as it is we have and be able to come up with a breakthrough at an unprecedented time as it is you have. So going for it, no matter the field as it is you are in, some of the things as it is you want to be able to pay attention to would be to learn at least some amount of programming, because even the banking sector is now using Python or programming to be able to analyze their data. Like we are already seeing, AI has actually disrupted almost all the sectors as it is you have, from the medical field to marketing to whatsoever as it is you may be having. You don't want to miss the opportunity in taking advantage of some of these new skills as it is that are coming, or that AI has actually brought to us, despite the fact that those skills have already been with us all this time. I don't know if there are any further questions.
Yeah, we have some more. So we have the first question: do I choose the right course for my reskilling needs? Maybe we can take it step by step and you answer it as we move along. Hi, please, did you catch that? Yeah, the question is, how do I choose the right course for my reskilling needs?
Interesting. So before I started putting this presentation together, the first thing I did was to ask AI. I used ChatGPT-4 and Google Bard, and then asked it just one simple question to suggest to me about 5 areas to upskill for 2024. And I had things like cloud computing, machine learning and AI, programming, data analysis. So I think first and foremost, it's not about me advising that either do AI, because no matter what happens, you need to be able to pick an interest, something that really you are interested in. I am trying as much as possible to give us an open mind on what are happening, right? If you have the time or the interest to be able to go into machine learning, because you need some amount of dedication and focus and discipline actually to be able to get through that skills. So the first and foremost thing as it is you need to be able to have done will be to ask yourself, what field are you interested in, or what field do you want to be able to get into? When you have those questions answered, then now based on the questions that you've not asked yourself and answered, then you can now dive into the passion as it is you have. If you're interested in social media or social media marketing, you can now begin to learn what we would call SEO, right? Or be able to learn social media marketing properly, how to market on Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok nowadays. People most at times think that because they use Facebook, they are capable, or they can now promote a business on Facebook. I can bet my last money on that that is wrong. There's actually a whole learning curve in how to promote a business on, or even a product on social media, irrespective of the platform as it is you may have. Right. So first and foremost, you find the interest as it is you want to be able to have, right? And if you need some guidance, like I said, you can always join the Telegram group as it is that is created for this section. They'll share the link for you to be able to join that. And like I said, we are available to give you guidance if there be the need for us to advise you on whatsoever as it is you need.
Okay. So moving on to the next question, that's from Benjamin again. Are there any government-funded programs for free reskilling?
Not on top of my head, but from, I think, grow.google.com, I've recently seen some collaboration as it is they have with some NGOs in Ghana, where they are attempting to transfer some skills with the government of Ghana. On top of my head, like I said, I do not know such of any of those programs, but I would not be surprised if any of the agencies already have any program available for their institution. But if you are already in an institution on some of these things that you think might be needed, you can always reach out to us. We are ready to extend that assistance needed for you to be able to guide the institution or organizations appropriately.
Okay, so this is from Madam Florence. She's asking that multi online learning can be tedious. How do I discipline myself to learn online successfully?
I wouldn't say it's tedious. It's about knowing where it is you want to be able to arrive at. And the motivation for yourself should be the end goal. Like the school of thought that says that when you love something as it is you are doing, it no longer becomes a work. So first and foremost, you would have to love what it is you are putting yourself together to be able to have done. But there have been instances where sometimes, like I would agree with you, where what we do among ourselves will be to look for somebody who looks out for us to the progress as it is we have. Why I was saying in the group that if anybody wishes to have somebody to mentor them or guide them through the process of what it is they want to be able to have done, once there is constant checkup to know their progress or whatsoever thing as it is they are doing, they are able to drive themselves through. But first and foremost, like I had mentioned in the presentation, you need self-discipline and devotion to be able to go through any resources as it is you want to be able to have done. Some people, because either they are finding those resources for free, they do not see the agencies of wanting to run or finish the course as it is you may want to have them done. But what it is I would say is that AI especially have disrupted the entire ecosystem as it is we would have. You would need some basic skills or digital skills to be able to find yourself going through or navigating any sector of work as it is you might find yourself in. And this gives us great opportunity to be able to diversify even away from what it is you might have learned from the classroom. Because like I said, there are a lot of tons and tons of remote jobs that might not even need your university certificates. So once you can find yourself learning some of these new skills, you're able to go online and find some of those resources, right? And be sitting at the comforts of your zone and being paid foreign currency just because you've learned a new skills which you did not even learn in the classroom. So yes, I would agree and say that it can be tedious, but if you love what it is, you have set yourself the targets to be able to have achieved, that will be the currency to drive you through the course as it is you are picking.
Okay, so the most awaited resource link has been shared in the comment box. So for those who have been requesting for it, you can just glean through it. Also, would you like to guide us through the resource that
Resource.
you shared? Yes, please.
Yes, I am happy to guide us through some of the resources as it is we have shared with all of us, and how to be able to have them navigated and be able to show some of the power of the resources as it is, like I said, that critically shared with all of us today. And thanks for everyone who have shared in their comments. We want more of them. If there are anything as it is you may want to be able to have, which is not currently on the list, like I said, always hit up to us, and then we are glad to be able to give you all the resources as it is we may want to be able to have for you. So like I said, some of the critical things as it is when I asked AI to learn will be to be able to get your data as it is. You'd also know, if you've not already heard, that data is actually the new gold going forward. Once you have data, you have power to manipulate a lot of things as it is you want to be able to have done. Social media creates data. Even the phone as it is you are using, I've said it in one of my presentations. So from the day you unboxed the phone and then plugged it the first time, you've actually started generating the data on the first time, the time you turn the mobile device on, the location at which the mobile device was turned on, the percentage at which the battery was when you turn on. Even some of the car hailing apps actually have access to some of this background data as it is the mobile devices might generate. And it is even believed that even the battery power of your mobile device can determine the rating or the costing of your car request as it is you want to be able to have requests. That was the power of data as it is you may want to be able to have done. If you are good in data scrubbing or being able to understand or interpret data, you can pick the data from your customers online, be it Facebook, Twitter, and be able to interpret the behavior or the patterns in your customers, or which you can actually even convert into leads. So it is not just only about posting the items as it is you may wish to be able to have posted, but also it gives you great insight into whatsoever item as it is you want to be able to have done. So I'll pick one of the critical ones, like what we call edX, or by Harvard University, right? And just click on it and see how some of those resources look like. So like I said, most of the courses as it is I had put on the first screen, all of them are free for you to be able to have taken. And this is data science, machine learning from Harvard University as it is they have gladly put online through the edX platform. So you can go to edX platform either through this link or any other resources as it is you want to be able to have done. And then you notice that they have two enrollment sections, which you can choose or opt in to be able to have join. They give you a great or a brief description, even gives you a talk about who the person is. You can see the verification as it is you might, if you choose to be able to have some of those things done. Some of these courses as it is I might caution will be that the free versions most of times do not have what we call certifications, right? So they give you the opportunity to be able to learn the skill, right? And getting the skill alone, like I've said, is even a great step to greater things. You can actually apply those skills in your job place, or being able to get a remote job as it is you want to be able to have for yourself. That can give you extra income if you want to be able to have them done. So you can choose to have your 5 to 8 work. Some of these extra skills as it is you can learn can grant you the opportunity that when you get home, you can choose to be doing only data entry at the end of the day and do it for just 1 hour. You might be getting a $50, $100 for a day as it is you have. We've had great people who nowadays do not even see the essence of probably having a day job, but just full-time concentrate on remote job. They can have multiple remote jobs based on your passion. You might be a medical person, but you have a great eye for details or designs. You can choose to get into what we call UX design, UI UX designs. That gives you the opportunity of designing how the interface of mobile applications of websites look like, and you sell those designs at a fee, $75, $100 or so dollars. So based on the fact that I have already given the direct link to this course, I'm just going to show how to navigate the platform as it is you might have on default based on the Coursera platform. So you can see great universities that already have been listed that are providing great learning opportunities. There is IBM, there is Google, the Microsofts, all of them, like I said, have seen the need to bridge that digital gap and have made a lot of resources available online. edX is one of them. There's Udacity, there's Udemy, there's Coursera, there's Free Bootcamp. There are a lot of them. You can't imagine. Even there is YouTube. There are times I've learned certain things I wasn't familiar with from YouTube, and you'll be amazed just by what it is you have. Maybe what I would say on the fly would be that anything as it is you imagine you want to be able to have learned, either go to YouTube or go into your browser, or if you are familiar with Bard AI, from Microsoft, you can just go there and ask the question on suggestions on some of the courses as it is you want to be able to have learned. If it is machine learning or AI you want to have done, go to Google Bard and ask it that it should suggest for you 5 courses or free courses on AI, and you'll be amazed the resources that it will provide to you. I'm using Google Bard because Google Bard is connected to the internet. So you either use Google Bard or you use what we would call ChatGPT 4, because ChatGPT 3.5 or ChatGPT 3.5 or 3.5.7, what it is they'll call the table, is not currently connected to the internet, and they have limited data up to September 2020, if not 2021. Based on that, if there were any new developments, you might miss it in ChatGPT 3.5. But if you were using ChatGPT 4 or using BARD, because those AI models or algorithms are connected and are online, means that they can actually see almost everything that is sitting on the internet. They are capable of suggesting to you some great resources for you to be able to have learned. Think about anything, the marketing, right? And just search it. Once you start searching from the search window for the demonstration as it is I am doing, you notice that it gives you suggestions of things as it is you want to be able to have done. You may not necessarily have to know what it is you want to be able to learn, right? You can just look for what it is we call keywords in the internet space. Keywords are very important to whatsoever item that sits on the internet. So in building a website, you may build a website if you do not know how to promote the website or make the website visible. It will just be like the legacy way of printing a flyer and putting the flyer in your room. Yes, you have printed or designed the flyer for the business, but you are actually not promoting or marketing the flyer. Nobody will see it. You might share it to a few people, right, who might see the flyer. But if you do not know how to market or promote that website that you may have built, you'll be missing a lot of traffic. There's a way to drive traffic to the website as it is you may have. If not, you may have invested money in developing or hosting the website, and you might just have 5-10 people visiting your website. This is coming up because of the word keyword, right? So there are ways where you can actually program the website to be searchable or findable on the internet. So once the website is built, does the internet recognize or know it? Does Google know that the website exists? Does Bing know that it exists? Does DuckDuckGo know that the website exists? There are ways to index that web type as it is you may have, as it is we may call it. So building the website is one, and then now indexing the website is another methodology. You may want to take the opportunity to learn some of these things, either to optimize the websites for search engines so that search engines can easily find and locate them. You can take the opportunity to learn how to build that website on your own. If you are dedicated, you can take a day to learn how to build a website for your business. And you may not have to pay anybody a 5 to 7 to 10,000 to build that website as it is they may have built for you, because they are great resources. Even AI is now even making it much easier, where you can basically just use text or draw how you want the website to look like on a paper. Take a picture of the drawing as it is you have done, run it through AI. AI is able to develop that website as it is you want to be able to have, just based on the drawing as it is you have. Nowadays, AI has made life so comfortable, if I may call it, that you necessarily do not have to completely have some full skills to be able to have certain things done or achieve. You no longer need to be a web developer to be able to build a website, for a basic website to caution for your business. If it was just a basic website to show the things as it is your business does, you're capable of doing that yourself in about a day maximum. Even if you are a slow learner like me, you can do that in about a week. So once you search, if it was web development, for all the sites, they have a search button, all right? You can just say web design as it is you have. This is from University of Cape Town. I thought I saw University of Cape Coast. If the class is available, they tell you the number of weeks as it is you may need to be able to have done. You can take up to degree courses depending on what it is you want to be able to have done, right? But in this digital age, you may not necessarily plead the Fifth Amendment, be able to wanting to take all courses. By, let's say, if you want to do digital marketing, you do not necessarily have to extremely go into maybe having a master's in digital. That is good if you want to be able to go in that direction, right? It gives you greater insight into what it entails to be able to say you are either engineering an algorithm based on something as it is you want to be. If you're a developer, you can go that path. But if you are looking at being able to have like a basic hustle, or being able to learn a new skill, or being able to keep up with the working environment as it is, like I said, and I'm repeating a reoccurring again, AI has disrupted. Having one skill is no longer enough. You may need to have multiple digital skills to be able to keep up with the changes of the work environment, being able to have either the collaborative tools or being able to learn some of those new things would help you and make you relevant to the point that even if it gets to the point where the organization was laying off or wanting to restructure or downsize, they'll notice that the skills as it is you have is just not the legacy certificates that you may have, brought onto the job. You may have acquired more skills that becomes more relevant to the business as it is you may have done. Can you imagine if you were the marketing or a salesperson for a bank, right? And now, because you have either learned programming or you've learned data analysis or data visualization, and you were in a meeting, you will notice that even to be able to project the statistics of your bank, you do it in a better way than anybody else would have done it, because now you would use the power of digital skills that it is you may have gained, right, to be able to now understand and analyze, okay, the data, which you couldn't have basically done on your own. That is what AI or machine learning can help you to be able to have done. It has gotten to the point where I keep telling most of my colleagues and my mates that now either basic programming or basic digital skills is no longer a tool for what we would call the techies, right? It's now like the fundamental or the basis for every other person that wants to be gainfully employed in any organization of his or her choice. Because without those skills, you are going to be lacking greatly behind in most of the things that are going to be able to happen. We can have collaborative tools. If you're not comfortable with collaborative tools, you can always go online. If it is how to use Slack, one of the collaborative tools as it is you have in an organization, then you have all the tutorials as it is you may have for those, even how to use Zoom. You'll be amazed you are not, should I say, even into how to use Zoom. Zoom now gives the plugins or the capability of you even transcribing the meeting as it is you may have. You don't even need to take notes. You'll be amazed the power AI has actually been brought into Zoom meeting as one of the collaborative tools. All the meeting notes as it is you can have. Zoom can now sample all those data for you. By the time the meeting is done, you already have a summary of the meeting that's had taken place by each and every individual that as it is you have. So when you pick this, like on any of the platforms, the first thing will be to create an account which will be used to track either your progress or the courses as it is you are adding to your learning process, either it's by edX or by Udemy, which I have used a couple of them. Majority of them, depending on the skills as it is, I want to be able to have a fair understanding of what it is that is happening in that domain, so that I could be able to speak on it in most of the time. If I realize that, oh, there's something new I am unsure about, sometimes I take some of the courses for fun. Why? To be able to have a clear understanding of what the course entails, right? And what to be able to make out of those courses. And you do not want to miss any of those opportunities. If I go to that from Microsoft, like I said, we had spent a bit of time to get some of these courses listed for us. You realize that it talks about engineering by one of the great platform as it is, they use Azure, which is cloud. So you can go through all those processes from getting your certification for their cloud platform, right? You can go to Google as well, provide especially for Google. If just a moment, Google have given, if let me open this to, like I think I did mention, the Grow. So Google, which is one of the leading online or search engine as it is we have globally, yet most of the phones or majority of the phones are powered by Android. It's owned by Google. So initially, for any business as it is, you want to be able to, whether it's a startup or the organization as it is, you want to make sure that Google is much friendly to some of the things as it is and understands the business as it is that you can always take almost all these courses at your own pace, right? From either how to market on Google or how to make money on Google. It gives you all the guides. It even gives you, if it's digital marketing tools as it is you want to be able to have. So reaching this platform, you can even choose, if you see on the left side, what it is you want Google to be able to have teach you. Google even gives you the opportunity to learn programming. There are times they offer boot camps, right? And in certain cases, they even pay people to be able to learn some of the things as it is they are even offering to teach. That is to tell you that we have a very great, like I keep saying, digital divide, and all of us need to be able to put our hands on deck to attempt to bridge that digital divide. I want to break myself here. Still, I don't know if there are any questions. I can still
Hey,
attempt to.
so yeah, we have tons of them here. So we have one coming from Dr. Godfred Owasari. So he's asking that how do you address concerns related to academic integrity in online courses? Can you share any success stories or examples to overcome online learning challenges?
I wish he could rephrase that question because I'm unsure what he meant in the question as it is he is asking based on the challenges as it is he's trying to point out. But most of these platforms, like I said, if Google was putting up a course for Python, you know that they'll reach out to the best Python trainer to be able to have that training really done. It's not as if though they are going to put up any half-baked course online. Why even in most of the URLs as it is we are sharing, like I said, we carefully picked the URLs based on either the integrity of the instructor as it is you may have. And most of the things as it is you want to be able to have seen online will be to first and foremost, even if it is you downloading an application, will be to be able to see the reviews of the either the course or even the application you want to be able to have downloaded in your Play Store are the great places to be able to verify to know that either the course the person is teaching is on point or not. From academic integrity, these are digital spaces where it's not as if though you are hiding what it is you are wanting to have done online and nobody is able to see or verify them. These platforms have taken the pain to go through a process of verifying most of the tutors as it is that come online to be able to provide some of these training sources as it is you may have. If it is about ensuring that they are teaching the right thing, yes, most of, if I want to play the devil's advocate, I'll say most of the courses, if not majority of them or all of them, can be said to have great integrity on the skill or the information as it is they want to be able to have shared.
Okay, so to add to that, there's another question from him. So he's asking that what strategies or resources do you recommend for overcoming the sense of isolation for some online learners, may experience? Yeah. Should I go over the question again?
So no, it's fine. I think I got it. Okay. So thank you. So I get the sense of the question he's asking in the sense that at a point when I was either learning ChatGPT engineering or the prompt engineering, I got so engulfed about a point where I was no longer getting out of the house or the room because you are now getting to find out that, oh, there were a lot of things as it is you could do that were becoming interesting. And at the end of the day, should I say you are being missed from the outside world, or what Buddhists would know very well that we are social human beings. And that can some way or the other affect your mental health. I hope I am getting the question right. So in those options, why there are times for me, personally, some of the strategies I may have used that had worked for me over the period would be that when there are certain courses that I want to pick that requires maybe 3 months to do or 6 months, what I do is that I drag a friend by force to be able to join me do the course. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, I have somebody to be able to have that same course or stress shared with the person so that if there's a problem I am unable to have solved, there's somebody I can also rely on. But in that same wisdom, some of those platforms have given the opportunity to the learners to interact with or among themselves, where you can actually even make new friends whilst you are learning online. If you join some of the courses that are live, because there are certain courses which are not pre-recorded, are actually live. So the teacher comes at a particular time and trains. And so you're able to interact with the lecturer. You're able to send the lecturer questions and the lecturer gives you feedback, right? some of those things I feel have been looked at and helps learners. But most importantly, like I said, when I pick courses personally, I ensure that I pick one of my friends, even if the person is not interested, the person has to do it at all costs, so that at the end of the day, I know there is somebody keeping my mental health in place. Yeah.
Wow. So it literally drag a friend along.
Always.
So yeah. So another question, I mean, it's still touching on what you've already mentioned. He's asking about how to maintain a healthy work-life balance while studying online. Maybe I can give an example. If you're working on an 8 to 5 job, kind of experience, how do you balance that with learning online as well?
So it will be importantly about knowing yourself and then the strengths as it is you have and what it is you can take. Why, again, in most of the courses are self-paced, right? You do not need to take the entire 2 hours a day. If you can only do 30 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, once you are consistent, you're able to go through the entire course. Even if it takes you 6 months, you would have learned it anyways, right? Somebody might take 1 month to finish it. There are certain pre-recording courses that I picked when I wanted to refresh myself in Python programming. It was a 3-month course, but in about 2 weeks, because I had the time, right, I had finished the entire course from start to finish. Right, that would mean that I had more time to devote to that course. But where you have a day job, right, but you want to be able to also make time for some of those learning courses, it's first and foremost knowing your strength or what it is you are capable of taking in, or the stress level as it is you're able to accommodate. And just plan a specific time for yourself. Even if you choose to do 1 hour, maybe on Saturdays, or on Sundays, because you feel that it's more comfortable to you, have to have a self examination about when it's much comfortable to you. Why I laid emphasis on the fact that the beauty of these courses are self-paced. And so self-paced is that you get to choose when you want to be able to make yourself available, and with dedication and devotion, you'll be able to guide yourself through.
Okay, so our time is almost due, but I think I want to just, applaud all our participants for all the comments and their suggestions and the questions they put in the chat box. There's one from Madam Florence. She said during COVID, they partnered with Coursera and other online learning platforms. And then Calvin Mentor says, oh, this is really cool. So we thank all our participants for, their contributions as well. But just before we let you go, what about certification? In the name that it's free, are there any courses that you've outlined in the, link that give certifications for what you do?
Yes. So there are 2 ways for certifications. We have the paid and then unpaid versions. Some of them give you the course to run for free, and then maybe pay a $10. Some of them maybe a $3 for certifications. There is a page on Telegram, which I don't remember offhand, but I can share it in the community page. Anybody interested in seeing that link can actually join the community page, and I'll gladly share it there before the end of the day, where all they do is to be able to share especially Udemy links, where you can actually have certifications from. So some of these free courses, as much as we get them for free, there are at times certain organizations that write the prices off. So you're able to take the courses and still get the certification for same. There are some of the courses that allows you to take the course based on high demand, right? But if you want to be able to list that course on your CV, they might, like I said earlier, they might cost you maybe a $10, which is about a 50, 60 CDs, to be able to get the certifications as it is you. Some of them can go up to about $100, depending on the kind of course as it is you are taking. But majority of the courses, you can get them for free, and also as well as the certifications.
Okay, all right then. Thank you so much, Melto. It's been a really insightful session. I learned a lot, and I trust that our participants learned so much too. So before ending today's program, I want to introduce you to an online resource that you may find helpful. So this is the eLibrary USA. The eLibrary USA is the state-of-the-art digital library with 9 premium electronic databases that include digital newspapers, magazines, journals, videos, and dissertations. Usually, this resource is only available to use in person at American spaces, but with the global pandemic, we are opening up access to this amazing resource. If you are interested, sign up using the link that can be found in the comment section below. And this program was proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy Ghana, American Corner Aboba in partnership with Mobile Web Ghana. And that concludes our program. Do well to subscribe to this channel to get more updates on our upcoming programs. So we come your way again. Have a great day. Bye.